I was sitting in our kitchen when Blake slid the divorce papers across the table. His face was calm, too calm, like he'd rehearsed this moment in front of a mirror. "I can't do this anymore, Sophia," he said, not even looking at me. "I need someone who can keep up, someone on my level." I stared at the papers, my hands frozen around my coffee mug. Keep up, my level, like I was some kind of burden he'd been carrying for 7 years. "What are you talking about?" My voice came out smaller than I wanted. He sighed, like I was making this harder than it needed to be. "You work at a library, Sophia. You drive a 10-year-old Honda. You shop at thrift stores. I'm a partner at Klein & Associates now. I need a wife who fits that life." Behind him, I saw her. Vanessa. Standing in my hallway, wearing a designer dress I'd never afford on my salary. Holding her Chanel purse like a trophy, she didn't even try to hide. She smiled. I looked around my own kitchen like I was seeing it for the first time. The chipped countertop I'd always meant to replace, the faded curtains I'd sewn myself, the clearance bin dish soap by the sink. Vanessa's heels clicked on my floor as she walked closer. She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. Her presence said everything Blake wouldn't. "You're not enough. You never were." I looked at my husband, the man I'd supported through law school while working 2 jobs, the man I'd loved when he had nothing. "So, you're leaving me for her?" Blake shrugged. "I'm leaving you for a better life. Vanessa just happens to be part of it." He said it so casually, like I was a bad investment he was cutting loose. My mother always told me to marry for love, not money. I did. And now love was walking out with a woman who measured worth in handbags and tax brackets. I didn't cry, not yet. I just sat there, feeling my world crack in half while Vanessa examined my kitchen like she was already planning renovations. My name is Sophia Caldwell. I'm 31 years old, and I let Blake take everything in that divorce. The house, the car, the furniture, even the wedding china I'd picked out alone because he said he didn't care. I signed those papers in silence while Vanessa waited in his BMW outside. I didn't fight, didn't argue, didn't mention the trust fund my grandmother left me when I turned 25, the one worth $5 billion, the one I'd never touched because I wanted to know Blake loved me, not my money. I'd watched my mother get used by 3 different men who disappeared the moment her bank account ran dry. I swore I'd never be her, so I hid it, worked at the library making $38,000 a year, drove my old Honda, clipped coupons, lived small. And Blake? He never asked questions, never wondered how I paid my half of the bills so easily on a librarian's salary. He just assumed I was barely scraping by, and I let him. The divorce was finalized in 90 days. Blake moved Vanessa into our house before the ink dried. He posted photos online, new furniture, expensive dinners, her hand with a massive ring I never got. People commented, "You two are perfect together." Power couple goals. Finally, someone who matches your success. I saw every post, read every comment. Blake's mother called me once. "I always knew you weren't right for him," she said. "He needs someone with ambition." I hung up without responding. My friends tried to comfort me. "You're better off," they said. "He showed his true colors." But I wasn't sad. I was something else. I was patient. Because Blake had no idea what he'd just walked away from. He thought he'd traded up. Ditched the broke librarian for the corporate consultant with the right aesthetic. He had no idea he'd married a billionaire and left her for someone who leased her lifestyle. The irony was perfect, and I was going to let it play out naturally. I stayed in my small apartment after the divorce. 1 bedroom, street parking, a window that overlooked a bus stop. I kept working at the library, shelving books and helping kids with summer reading programs. My coworkers felt sorry for me. "Are you doing okay financially?" my supervisor asked gently. "I know divorce is expensive." I smiled. "I'm managing." Managing. I had $5 billion in investment accounts, real estate holdings, and stock portfolios. I checked quarterly with my financial advisor, Preston Hayes. But to everyone else, I was just Sophia, the dumped librarian living paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, Blake was everywhere. Magazine features about young lawyers making partner, charity galas with Vanessa on his arm, social media posts about success and leveling up. He never mentioned me. I was erased, the forgettable first wife who couldn't keep up, and Vanessa? She played her part perfectly. Designer everything, gym selfies, motivational quotes about knowing your worth. They were the couple everyone envied. I was the woman everyone pitied. Perfect. 3 months after the divorce, I ran into Blake at a coffee shop downtown. I was in jeans and a sweater. He was in a suit that probably cost $3,000. Vanessa was with him, scrolling her phone, not paying attention. Blake saw me and froze. Just for a second. Then he recovered. Sophia. Hi. His voice was awkward, forced. Hi, Blake. I stayed calm. Vanessa looked up, sized me up, looked back at her phone. Blake cleared his throat. How are you doing? Are you okay? Translation. Are you surviving without me? I'm great, I said simply. He nodded, uncomfortable. Good. That's good. He wanted to say more. I could see it. But Vanessa tugged his arm. We're going to be late. They left. I ordered my coffee, sat by the window, and opened my phone. I texted Preston, let's move forward with the Portland acquisition. He responded immediately, confirmed $340 million, closes next month. I sipped my coffee. Blake thought I was struggling. I was buying buildings. By the 6-month mark, cracks started showing. Blake posted less. Vanessa's photos looked strained. I heard through mutual friends that money was tight. Blake's struggling with the mortgage, my old neighbor told me. Vanessa's spending is out of control. I didn't react. I just listened. Apparently, the house payment was crushing them. Vanessa didn't work anymore. She'd quit her consulting job to focus on being an influencer. That meant spending money, not making it. Blake was covering everything. His salary was good, but not good enough for the life Vanessa wanted. Designer clothes, luxury trips, weekly salon appointments. She was bleeding him dry, and he was too proud to admit it. Meanwhile, I got a promotion at the library. Not because I needed it, because I liked my job. My boss announced it at a staff meeting. Sophia's moving up to senior coordinator. Well deserved. I smiled, thanked everyone, went back to shelving books. That weekend, I bought a second property in Austin. Cash. No one knew. Blake called me out of nowhere on a Tuesday night. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. Sophia? His voice sounded tired. It's Blake. I know. Silence. Then, I need to ask you something. It's about the divorce settlement. My stomach tightened. What about it? Did you ever get the money from selling the house? I'd signed off on the house. Let him keep it. No fight. You kept the house, Blake. I didn't get anything from it. Another pause. Right. I just thought maybe your lawyer worked something out I didn't know about. He was fishing, trying to figure out if I had money somewhere. No, I said simply. I'm renting now. 1 bedroom. It's fine. I could hear relief in his exhale. Okay, good. I mean, not good, but I just wanted to make sure you weren't struggling. Liar. He wanted to make sure I wasn't doing better than him. I'm fine, I said. Take care, Blake. I hung up. Texted Preston, increase the quarterly dividend distribution. He sent back a thumbs up. Blake was worried about money. I was making $8 million a month in passive income. Vanessa started a blog called Elevated Living. It was exactly what you'd expect. Photos of overpriced lattes, motivational quotes stolen from Pinterest. Links to luxury items with affiliate codes. She had 12,000 followers, most of them bots, but she treated it like a career. Blake funded it, new camera equipment, professional photos, sponsored posts that didn't pay. I followed her anonymously, watched her post about investing in yourself while Blake worked 70-hour weeks to pay for her investments. One post read, "Left behind the people who couldn't dream as big as me. No regrets." The comments cheered her on. I didn't engage. I just watched. Because people who brag the loudest are usually compensating for something, and Vanessa was running out of things to compensate with. Meanwhile, I donated $500,000 to the library's expansion fund, anonymously. They announced it at a press conference. The director cried. I stood in the back of the room smiling. No one knew it was me. A year after the divorce, Blake's firm had layoffs. He wasn't let go, but his hours were cut. I heard about it from his former colleague, Troy, who I ran into at the grocery store. "Blake's freaking out," Troy said. They reduced his partnership stake. He's making about 60% of what he used to. I kept my face neutral. That's tough. Yeah, and Vanessa's not handling it well. She's used to a certain lifestyle. I bet she was. That weekend, Vanessa posted a photo of herself crying. The caption, "When life tests you, remember who you are. I'm not defined by circumstances." The comments were supportive, but I noticed something else. Blake hadn't liked the post, hadn't commented. That was new. Trouble in paradise. I didn't celebrate. I just noted it. Then I called Preston. "Let's set up the scholarship fund we discussed, full ride for low-income students pursuing library science. Endow it with $50 million. Done," he said. "Whose name goes on it?" "Anonymous," I replied. "Always anonymous." Blake thought success was loud. I was learning it's quietest when it's real. 18 months post-divorce, Blake showed up at the library. I was working the front desk when he walked in. He looked different, thinner, tired. The confidence was gone. "Sophia." He stood there, hands in his pockets. "Can we talk?" I glanced at my supervisor, who nodded. I stepped outside with him. We stood under the awning while rain poured down. "What do you need, Blake?" He ran a hand through his hair. "I just wanted to see how you were doing." "Really?" "I'm fine." "You still work here?" He looked at the building like it was a museum of my failure. "I do. I like it." He nodded. Didn't believe me. "Listen, I know things ended badly. I just want you to know I don't regret it, but I also don't hate you." "How generous." "Okay," I said. "Is that all?" He hesitated. "Are you seeing anyone?" I smiled. "Why does that matter?" "It doesn't. I just wondered." He was lying. He wanted to know if I'd moved on, if someone else valued what he'd thrown away. "Take care, Blake." I went back inside. He stood in the rain for a minute, then left. 2 years after Blake left me, Vanessa's blog died. She stopped posting, deleted half her photos, changed her bio to remove influencer. I heard from Troy again that she'd gotten a job, retail, part-time, at a makeup counter in the mall. Blake's income couldn't support her anymore. She had to work. The irony wasn't lost on me. The woman who left her consulting career to be a trophy wife was now selling lipstick for $15 an hour. Meanwhile, Blake's car got repossessed. I didn't hear this from Troy. I saw it myself. I was driving past their house and saw the tow truck, Blake standing in the driveway arguing with the driver, Vanessa filming it on her phone, crying. I didn't stop. I just kept driving. That night, I signed off on a $100 million acquisition in Seattle. 3 buildings, prime real estate. My portfolio was growing faster than I could track, and Blake couldn't afford his car payment. The universe has a sense of humor. Blake called me again. This time, he sounded desperate. "Sophia, I need advice." I almost laughed. "About what?" "Money. I know you were always good at budgeting. I'm drowning here." I paused. "Blake, you left me because I wasn't successful enough. Now you're asking me for financial advice?" Silence. Then, I made a mistake. There it was. You made a choice, I corrected, and now you're living with it. Vanessa's spending is out of control. I can't keep up. I don't know what to do. I could have helped him, could have told him the truth. Instead, I said, talk to a financial planner, set a budget, cut unnecessary expenses. Basic advice, the kind you find online. He sighed. Yeah, okay, thanks. He hung up. I sat there, staring at my phone. He had no idea the woman he'd called broke was worth more than everyone he knew combined. And I wasn't going to tell him. Some lessons you have to learn the hard way. Blake and Vanessa's marriage fell apart publicly. She posted a long rant on social media about men who promise the world and deliver nothing. He posted nothing, just disappeared from the internet. My friends sent me screenshots. Can you believe this? Becca texted. He's getting exactly what he deserves. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. The truth was unfolding without me lifting a finger. Blake filed for separation 6 months later. Vanessa fought it, wanted alimony, wanted the house, wanted everything, but Blake had nothing left to give. The house went into foreclosure. Vanessa moved back in with her parents in Ohio. Blake moved into a studio apartment across town. And me? I bought a house, not a mansion. Just a beautiful, quiet, 3-bedroom home with a garden and a view of the lake. I paid cash, furnished it simply, lived there alone, happy, free, unbothered. Blake had no idea I'd bought it. No one did. I was still just Sophia, the librarian, the woman who got left behind. 3 years after the divorce, Blake showed up at my door. I don't know how he found my address, but there he was, standing on my porch, looking hollow. Sophia. I didn't invite him in. Blake. I heard you bought a house. Someone had talked. I did. He looked past me, trying to see inside. How did you afford that on a librarian salary? There it was. The question he should have asked 7 years ago. I smiled. I manage my money well. His jaw tightened. Don't lie to me. Where did you get the money? That's none of your business anymore. Did you remarry? Did someone give it to you? He was spiraling, desperate to understand how the woman he'd discarded was thriving while he was falling apart. I could have told him the truth right then. Instead, I said, you left me because you thought I wasn't good enough. You don't get to come back and demand explanations. I closed the door. He stood there for a minute, then left. I watched him drive away in a car that wasn't his. A borrowed one, probably. And I felt nothing. Not anger, not pity, nothing. Preston called me with news. The Denver project closed. You now own 4 commercial properties in 3 states. Total portfolio value, $5.8 billion. I was sitting in my garden drinking tea. Thank you, Preston. Sophia, you're one of the wealthiest women in the country. When are you going to start living like it? I smiled. I am living, just not the way people expect. He laughed. Fair enough. Anything else you want to move on? Let's increase the scholarship fund. Make it $100 million and start another one for single parents. Done. I hung up and went back to my tea. That weekend, Blake's mother called me. I hadn't spoken to her in 3 years. Sophia, I owe you an apology. I didn't say anything. She continued. I was wrong about you. Blake made a terrible mistake. He's lost everything. And you're doing well. I'm doing fine, I said simply. If you ever find it in your heart to forgive him. Mrs. Palmer, I don't wish Blake harm, but I also don't owe him forgiveness. He made his choice. I hung up. Some people spend their whole lives waiting for apologies that don't matter anymore. Blake started working 2 jobs. I heard about it through mutual connections. One at a small firm, one bartending on weekends. He was $40,000 in debt. Vanessa had ruined his credit. The divorce cost him everything he had left. Meanwhile, I endowed another library, this time in my grandmother's name. $50 million. They put her name on the building, invited me to the dedication ceremony. I stood in the back, watched them unveil the plaque. No one knew I'd funded it. I was listed as an anonymous donor. After the ceremony, the director found me. "Thank you for coming, Sophia. Your grandmother would be so proud of this. If only she knew." I smiled. She would be. I left before anyone could ask questions. That night, I got an email from Blake. Subject: "I'm sorry. I didn't open it. I just archived it. Some apologies are years too late, and some bridges burn for a reason." 4 years post-divorce, I finally told someone the truth. My best friend, Iris. We were having wine at my house when she asked point blank, "How do you afford all this?" I looked at her. She'd been loyal through everything, never judged, never gossiped. "Can you keep a secret?" She nodded. I told her everything. The trust fund, the billions, the properties, the investments. Her mouth fell open. "You've been a billionaire this whole time?" "Yes." "And Blake had no idea?" "None." She started laughing. Not mean laughter, just pure, shocked amusement. "He left a billionaire for an influencer with credit card debt." "He did." We sat there, laughing until we cried. "Are you ever going to tell him?" Iris asked. I shook my head. "No. He doesn't deserve to know. He gets to live thinking he left someone poor. That's his punishment." She raised her glass. "To poetic justice." I clinked mine against hers. "To living well." Blake found out by accident, not from me, from a business article. Forbes ran a piece on anonymous philanthropists. They didn't name me, but they mentioned a private investor with a $5.8 billion portfolio who funds education initiatives across the country. Blake's former colleague, Troy, saw it, put the pieces together, the library donations, the scholarships, the timing. He told Blake. Blake called me immediately. I didn't answer. He called 17 times, left voicemails that went from confused to angry to desperate. "Sophia, call me back. I know it's you. I know you have money. Call me." I deleted them all. He showed up at the library. My supervisor stopped him at the door. "She doesn't want to see you." He tried to push past. Security escorted him out. He posted on social media, "Some people hide who they really are. That's worse than being broke." The comments tore him apart. "Sounds like someone's mad his ex is doing better. This is embarrassing, dude." He deleted it an hour later. Blake hired a lawyer, tried to reopen the divorce settlement, claimed I'd hidden assets. My lawyer, Catherine Wu, laughed when she told me, "He has no case. You weren't married when you received the trust. It was never marital property." So, it's over? It's over. He's just desperate. The case was dismissed in 2 weeks. Blake was ordered to pay my legal fees, $18,000 he didn't have. He tried to contact me through mutual friends, through social media, through my workplace. I blocked everything, changed my number. He couldn't touch me. Meanwhile, I donated another $100 million to domestic violence shelters. In his name, Blake Palmer Foundation for Women's Independence. I didn't ask his permission. The press release went out. His phone exploded. People congratulated him, asked him about his generosity. He couldn't deny it without looking terrible, so he just stayed silent, humiliated, confused, powerless, exactly how he'd made me feel 4 years ago. Vanessa reached out. A long email. Subject: "I'm sorry." She said she regretted everything, that she'd been shallow, that she'd ruined Blake's life and her own, that she wished she could take it back. I read it once. Then I replied, "I appreciate your apology, but it doesn't change anything. You made your choices. Now you live with them." She responded, "I know. I just wanted you to know I see it now. You were always better than both of us." I didn't reply to that. Some people only respect you after you've outgrown them. That's not respect, that's regret. A week later, I saw Vanessa working at the mall. She saw me too, looked away quickly, ashamed. I didn't say anything. I just kept walking. Her life was her consequence. I didn't need to add to it. Blake sent one final letter, handwritten, delivered to my house. I don't know how he got the address again. I almost didn't open it, but I did. Sophia, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even deserve a response. I just need you to know that I was wrong about everything. You were always enough, more than enough. I was the one who wasn't. I thought success was money and status and appearances, but you understood something I didn't. Real success is being content, being good, being enough on your own. I lost the best thing in my life because I didn't see you. I saw a salary and a car and a lifestyle. I didn't see your heart. I'm not asking you to take me back. I'm just asking you to know that I finally understand what I lost. I hope you're happy. I really do. Blake. I read it twice. Then I folded it and put it in a drawer. He was right. He did lose me, but not because of money, because of character, and that's something he couldn't buy back. 5 years after Blake left me, I was invited to speak at a charity gala. Anonymous donor turned public figure. Preston convinced me it was time. You've done so much good, Sophia. Let people see you. I agreed. The event was massive. Black tie, 500 guests, celebrities, politicians, business leaders. I wore a simple black dress. No diamonds, no designer labels. Just me. When they announced my name, the room went quiet. Please welcome Sophia Caldwell, founder of the Caldwell Foundation and one of the nation's leading philanthropists. I walked on stage, and there, in the back of the room, I saw him. Blake. He'd somehow gotten an invitation. His face was frozen. Vanessa was with him. She looked stunned. I didn't acknowledge them. I just gave my speech, talked about education, opportunity, second chances. When I finished, the room stood. Applause thundered. I walked off stage and disappeared into the crowd. Blake tried to approach. Security stopped him. I never looked back. I'm 36 now. I run the Caldwell Foundation full-time. We've funded 200 schools, provided scholarships to 15,000 students, built libraries in underserved communities. I still live simply. Nice house. Reliable car. Quiet life. I don't wear my wealth. I use it. Blake lives across town, still working 2 jobs, still in debt. We've never spoken again. Vanessa moved to another state. Started over. I don't follow either of them anymore. They're not part of my story. Sometimes people ask if I regret hiding the money from Blake. I don't, because if I'd told him, I never would have known who he really was. He showed me exactly what he valued, and it wasn't me. That knowledge was worth more than $5 billion. It taught me that the right person loves you in your smallest moments, not your loudest ones, and I'm still waiting for that person. But I'm not waiting desperately. I'm living fully. Blake left me because he thought I was broke. He didn't know I controlled $5 billion, and by the time he found out, it was too late. He'd already chosen Vanessa, already walked away, already shown me everything I needed to know. People ask if I feel vindicated. I don't. I feel free. He thought he was trading up. He traded away the only person who ever loved him without a price tag. That's not my failure. That's his. So if you're reading this and someone makes you feel small, remember this. Your worth isn't determined by what you own. It's determined by who you are when no one's watching. I was a billionaire working in a library because I wanted to be. Blake was a lawyer drowning in debt because he wanted to look successful. I chose substance. He chose image. And in the end, I didn't just survive his rejection. I thrived in it. That's not revenge. That's living well. And living well is the only victory that matters.